this has always been a fascinating subject. Impossible problems and how to solve them. To be honest, there's no point trying to solve problems that have already been solved or are fairly easy. We want impossible problems. And we can learn a lot of things by looking at the solutions to impossible problems, such as alchemy, making the philosopher's stone. Nobody could really work it out until chemists discovered a secret ingredient, bismuth, for the green lion that turns mercury green. And once they discovered that, it became relatively easy, although it's still difficult, to make the philosopher's stone. It's been done. No problems. Time travel, again, was a secret process. The process was that frequency can be phased through time. Frequency times time equals 1. Change the frequency in the time field and move in time. So we've gone from a secret ingredient to solve an impossible problem in alchemy to a secret process to solve a problem of time travel. And then we have interdimensional travel, experiments using DC batteries with high voltages and high frequencies, as can be shown here. Portals of London. Henrietta Godling, who came from a family of 19th century timber importers, is sometimes called the first portalogist. This was the site of the first portal to the 4th dimension. And she was she had discovered various things to do with how to create an interdimensional doorway similar to Henderson's doorway, which is here. This is Henderson's doorway. It was actually a battery, a huge battery, similar to this type of battery. Yeah, the old copper sulfate, zinc and copper sulfate membrane. And it was this gas holder, which isn't actually a gas holder. It was a structure developed for Henderson's doorway to the 4th dimension, where people saw amazing things. But it was essentially a giant battery with miles of copper wire. And politicians and other members of high society paid 2 guineas for an hour-long voyage on Saturdays, and the working classes queued up for the popular 1 shilling ticket on a Tuesday night. Whatever the occasion, whenever Henderson opened his door, the surrounding streets would buzz with food stalls, postcard sellers and others hoping to cash in on the phenomenon. And there's an artist drawing of it with the sellers outside. There's Henderson's doorway. You can see that there were chinks of light and it lit up the sky as people peered into the 4th dimension. And they wrote articles in the papers about it, in the Times of London. Very posh. And then the mysterious case of Sam Peach, the Lambeth Street urchin, who several witnesses recalled walking wide-eyed into Henderson's contraption during an early test that provided the subject of the best-selling book on the whole affair, T.P. Maudsley's The Boy Who Didn't Return. So Samuel Peach entered Henderson's doorway and walked straight into the 4th dimension and never came back, much to the annoyance of his family, who were out of pocket because he was the main breadwinner. So you've got experiments, you've got secret ingredients, secret processes, secret experiments, or public experiments. Then you've got teleportation, vacuum compression, secret process discovered by accident, as we can see here. The star door, the vacuum sugar event. This is a process for boiling sugar using vacuum compression that accidentally created a teleporter to another part of the galaxy, and it says here, the lights, as Patty Granger, a nearby flower seller, quickly recognised, were celestial in nature. It was like a patch of night sky, but the most glorious night sky you have ever saw. Great swirling clouds of stars. The closer you got to it, the more of the night sky you could see. Like a window, if you get my meaning. The really strange thing was, when you walked round the back of it, you could see stars going the other way. It was a teleporter to another part of the galaxy using vacuum compression. No worries. So again, secret process discovered by accident, teleportation, the vacuum sugar event, cryptography, one-way functions, hard work in progress, train AIs in one-way functions to see if they can find more of them. Or you could even, there's 3 different methods of cryptography, you could combine them in some way to make the cryptography even harder. Lottery, picking lottery numbers, impossible, so they say. Exploring different methods, AI usually picks 1 in 14. I have a new method that has picked 3 winning lottery tickets in the last 8. So these are very difficult problems, but they can be solved. But again, you've got to try different methods. Working on impossible problems can take years, but there is often a solution. You gather the data and information and look for common factors, common denominators. You turn any data you've got into graphs and equations, and then you can use them equations to predict the future, predict other things, and then test against the data as well. But we should really start with the data, gathering the facts and the data, look for common denominators instead of creating these mathematical models. It's the other way around. You've got to get the data first and turn the data into equations and then test the equations against reality. So there you go. It's not rocket science. Secret ingredients, secret processes, experimentation, secret processes discovered by accident, hard work, exploring different methods, how to solve impossible problems. No problem.